Flows look like immense piles of red-hot glowing rubble bulldozing their way down slope and crushing anything in their path. The top of the flow is loose rubble that cascades off the sides and front, obscuring the molten core. The size and power of these flows are indications that the interior is very stiff and resistant to movement. The height of fronts varies greatly. Slow-moving large flows may pile up to heights of 50 feet or more. Smaller flows can be just 5 to 10 feet thick, with surging fronts that are even thinner. Flows advance a lot like the tread of a tank. As the molten core deforms down slope, the cooler rubble on top tumbles off the front and is run over by the lava flow. While the lower rubble layer doesn't actually move, it creates a sandwich-like structure in the cool lava flows, rubble on the top and bottom, with a very dense interior that was once the molten core. The incandescent core exposed at the front of the flow cools rapidly. Blocks of this stiffer, more solidified material calve like ice from an advancing glacier as the flow moves steadily downhill. This jagged rubble, called clinker, forms when pieces of the core are pushed to the outside and are torn from the face of the flow. The pieces develop sharp spines as they are pulled from the sticky core. Clinker also forms on the surface of slow-moving channels, just behind the spreading flow front. Upslope, the lava rivers are smoother and faster, but clots of solidifying lava can be seen bobbing within the channel. Farther away from the advancing front, lava flowing within the channel may have a very fluid appearance. Lava balls form when blocks of channel wall fall into the lava stream. As they are swept along, the lava balls roll and tumble and become coated with layers of lava. Big pieces of the channel wall can dam the lava river and cause overflows. Lava balls are often found stranded by overflows on the edges of channels or rafted along on fans near the flow front. The fronts of most flows advance about 1 mile per hour. Really large flows on steep slopes can move faster than 5 miles per hour. Smaller flows on shallow slopes may move less than a few hundred yards in an hour. There's a big difference between the slow advance of flow fronts and the higher speed of lava moving in channels. Lava in channels typically travels more than 10 times faster than the front. Fronts fan out as they move downhill, pouring lava over a much broader area than the channel. This causes the lava to slow and cool more quickly. The lava that spreads out to the edges of the fan stagnates, forming levees that confine the advancing channel. On shallow slopes, the fans broaden and branch into multiple lobes. Large eruptions on flat ground may produce huge sheets of with no distinct channels. Pahoehoe lava looks so different from that it's hard to believe the two types are related. The missing link is a transitional form called slabby pahoehoe. It's created when pieces of once smooth pahoehoe crust are ripped and twisted, tumbling off the front as the flows advance. Slabby pahoehoe flows generally advance at about the same speed as similar size flows. Sometimes the fronts of slabby flows more closely resemble as they creep forward. The molten lava can appear to be very thick and sticky in parts of the front. A closer look into the interior of a slappy flow shows that the fluid can behave a lot like silly putty, being pulled slowly into long strings. The fronts of the flows bob and heave as pieces of crust temporarily slow the advancing fluid. Slabby Pahoehoe, like exerts a lot of force on objects in its path. Here, a 10-foot-high tree is pushed over like a twig. At times, the fronts of slabby flows are amazingly thin and fluid, closely resembling normal Pahoehoe. These fronts are rapidly overrun by the jumbled mass of the flow, which is 5 to 10 feet thick. Jagged slabby Pahoehoe crusts are preserved on many prehistoric lava flows. Real Pahoehoe appears very fluid. A thin, plasticky crust forming on the cooled outside of toes helps hold their shape and can fold into miniature ropes. Bubbles within the lava are stretched and torn as the Pahoehoe toes expand and move forward. This stretching is limited to the outer skin, which is about 1/16 of an inch thick on fluid Hawaiian Pahoehoe. Many toes budding from active fronts merge to form larger toes. Just behind the front, an immobile crust forms on slow-moving Pahoehoe. As the flow inflates, chips of glass pop off the expanding surface. Ropes form where faster-moving lava slows down, causing the thin, flexible skin to pile up and wrinkle. As the flow continues to push forward, the ropes get folded into complex, twisted forms. Ropes like these are preserved in many of the lava flows found within the western United States and are good evidence that these flows advanced as slow-moving Pahoehoe. On faster-moving Pahoehoe flows, the crust may become detached and get completely spun around on the surface of the flow. Crust that gets torn as the flow advances quickly remains thin and flexible, unlike the large broken plates found in slabby Pahoehoe flows.